Hey, what is up, fellow critics? Zhaan here, back at it with another Farscape reaction. So today we're going to be checking out Farscape Season 1, Episode 21. Wow, we're almost there. We're almost the end of the first season. It's crazy. This show has a lot of episodes for one season. But yeah, it's crazy. But wow, those last two episodes were wild. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm pumped up to see what's going to happen next. So before we start, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see this full length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, let's go and start it up.
Peacekeeper scan is directly over us.
Oh.
Survive the scan is the frolic cold that will crave me.
Oh, they turned all the power off or something? Oh wow, look at that ship. It looks like them old school World War II guns with the drum on top.
Please help us. Please come quickly.
Now do you help?
There's a creature here.
Do you think a mother would abandon her child? If I was in command, Captain.
If I was in command, first I would comb my hair.
My orders stand. Change our position.
Don't undermine me.
Animals, no aviary, no insects, nothing to compete with the flora. This magnificent place is the goddess's pharmacognosia.
Hey, don't
Yeah.
forget, happy campers, the girl in the distress signal said, creature.
What the hell is that? That thing looked crazy. She looked crazy too. Oh, what? Wait, what? You're already there? Shoot him! Yo, Darko give his ass whooped.
Where are you at?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Internal bleeding.
Yeah. Yo, just that quick, he just destroyed Darko. Like, he barely did anything. Like tossed him aside. Damn.
Communications array.
Ah, see, it understands. Just letting you know.
Your vector for success has grown quite small, and I fear this ship will soon be in need of someone else to command her.
Ooh. Fighting words right there.
I am also flora.
You're a plant?
Wait, what?
Oh, I
You're a vegetable?
have cartilaginous fibers instead of bone.
Oh, really?
That's why you like the light so much.
Ah, makes sense. That makes sense. Yo, he looks wild. Oh, that's new. Oh no, it spotted her.
Is there another place you could have taken Zhaan?
Oh. Oh.
Food.
I don't know if it's a setup. Oh, wait. She's the monster? She sure looked like the monster. Ah, okay. So he was trying to capture them, get them out the way, warn them, but you know, better ways of doing it.
Yeah, she said you were the monster.
Yes, my parents believe so too, but it was just a phase all children go through. And after she's eaten one of us, the others will have a chance to kill her.
After she eats one of us. Oh. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
If you're not back in an arm, Emily won't be the only one hunting you down. Capiche?
What does that mean? All right, hold it in now. You can fight it. Fight it.
People brought my ancestors to this asteroid for a purpose. To rid it of all herbivorous life forms.
Oh.
They expected us to do their dirty work for them and be long dead by now.
And just die off. Wow. Oh, that's so messed up.
So what did you have in mind?
I will control my hunger And you will provide me access to a more permanent food supply.
It's got so complicated. Holy crap.
The only weapon we've got is that kid.
I am not dragging this ship into a conflict not of its making.
Who said we had a choice?
Right. That's the only thing.
Cannot condone what his people did, but for all this unparalleled flora to flourish, it may not be entirely unreasonable to
murder sentient beings in order to save a few stinking plants.
How animal-centric of you, John.
Oh, don't talk about my people. Oh, damn, he's stronger than him. Oof.
She took Zhaan. Did she take her alive?
I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
Where would she take her?
The rock wall where I saved you.
Just leave both of them.
Bones. Son of a idiot.
Wait, what? Oh, Zhaan don't have bones. Zhaan don't have bones.
Now let me get something straight. Both of you. Moya will not leave here without her offspring. Well, if they're not here in an arm, we go and look for them.
Yeah, treat them like kids.
Give me food!
There's a ship of beings out there, thousands.
Oh.
No one will regret their passing.
Peacekeepers.
No bones. Fibers instead of bones. So what would she want with Zhaan?
Please, leave my specimens alone.
Oh, he shrunk her. Oh, get him. Oh, hit him again.
How we might discover medical cures even our future dreamers dare not envision.
Woo. Oh. Oh, man, he's done. They better grab them legs.
Margot told me there were others coming called Peacekeepers.
We have bones. Bernie.
She's like, oh, I've been waiting to eat his ass.
Moya has asked me to relay to you how well she and her offspring are communicating now. And she would be extremely honored if you, Eren Sun, were the one to choose his name.
Oh, nice.
Please, 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 please help me. I'm alone here.
We must be willing to give of ourselves.
Oh, she about to tear your ass up. Nice. All right, that was the episode. Really crazy, a lot of back and forth, a lot of craziness with this episode. But what do we see? So it starts off there. Everyone's all wrapped up. They're all cold and stuff like that. Come to find out, we see they're in a asteroid field, and everything's shut off and all that stuff. And there's a Peacekeeper ship above them, scanning around looking for them. So they gotta, be quiet. They gotta turn everything off. Super cold, and Moya's there, the baby's there, so they're all sitting there. And then from that, they get a distress signal from one of the asteroids. Then they chose like a girl, and she's saying, please save me. And then some monster pops up, and then she screams. So they're like, well, what should we do? And they decided, all right, let's go ahead and, go figure it out, go save her and all that stuff. And then Eren stayed behind to help pilot with the baby. So they on the asteroid, and there's a lot of freaking plants here. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Normally you see an asteroid, you think there's nothing there, but whole bunch of plants there. And they're walking. It's Dargo, Zhaan, Zhaan. They're walking around, and they run into that girl. She's like, oh my god, help me. And they're like, why? What's going on and all that stuff. And then we see this freaking monster looking guy chasing after her, and like it was just wild looking. They started shooting at it and then got away. And so they went to go back on their transport ship, and they're like, all right, we're good, let's get the hell out of here and all this stuff. And the monster looking thing was on the ship with them, ran into Dargo and tore Dargo's ass up. beat him up, throw him around. To the point Dargo was like internal bleeding. Dargo was messed up. And, you know, and then it ran out. So we learned a little bit more about this girl. Her name is Emily. And, you know, she was saying, hey, you know, this monster has been killing all my people that have been here. I'm the last one left. And, you know, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me and eat me. So also we learned a little bit more about Zhaan, that she's actually plant. Her race is evolved, you know, evolved plants. And they don't have bones. They have like fibers and stuff like that, which is crazy. And that's why she loves all that light. Remember we see the episode where she's like orgasming pretty much with all the light, radiation light and all that stuff. Because she's part plant. Oh, well, not part, but because she's plant. Like she's evolved plant. So she loves that, which is crazy. It makes sense. It makes sense. So they go out. I forgot exactly why they went out, but they went out again looking for him or something like that. Yeah, I think they went out looking for him or something like that. And then we see Zhaan. She was by herself. She ended up camouflaging herself, which is really crazy. And then we see the monster comes, and then she opened her eyes, and then monster got her. So Zhaan and Emily, they're like, all right, you know, we gotta go find Zhaan. And she was like, all right, I'm gonna take you where he, you know, where he brings his food to eat and all that stuff. And you're like, okay, because she has really good, she can smell really good. That's how she knew that Zhaan was a plant. So they're going, and then they make it to the nest, and then we see Emily starts turning into a monster, and we're like, holy crap, she was a monster the whole time. And then you know, he runs from her, he attacks him, and then he actually gets saved by the freaking other guy, monster looking guy. And it's just crazy that we thought, you know, this girl's getting, you know, chased out by this big looking monster guy, and it comes to find out he is not the monster, she is. It's just wild. So back on the ship, we see Pilot talking to Aaron and saying like, hey, you know, might have you go on to the ship because the baby and Moya, they're not really communicating, and then like it's just our bad communication between them, and you know, we'll be able to bridge that connection. Maybe you will be able to help, you know, because she's a peacekeeper, help bridge the connection, because the baby knows he's different. You know, he knows like he's part, you know, Leviathan, but he has like some weapons, you know, so he's different. So she goes on to the ship, and she's like, oh, I need some light. And then you see the light pops on, the light button, and she hits it. So, you know, the baby's communicating with her, and they actually almost like talking, like she's saying stuff and like he's beeping and stuff back. So they're kind of communicating a lot. And then also we see this Peacekeeper ship, and we see it is actually Christ's ship, and Scorpios is on the ship as well. And then we see a lot of butting head between them, because Scorpios is like, hey, you know, we need to do this certain thing. We need to get all these frequencies out, so affect the Leviathan, it'll affect the baby, and they'll go, and then we'll see them. And we see Christ is like, nah, we're not going to do your plan. And then Scorpios like, well, you know, probably should. And then we see Scorpios, that's when Scorpios gets on him saying like, hey, you defied your order. You know, you creating treason, you killed your second in command and all this stuff. So he's pushing that at him, you know, so it's just crazy. And you know, Christ is like, hey, you're on my ship and all that stuff. And they're button heads big time. So we see the monster looking to, I forgot his name, but we see that he's actually like a scientist, and he's like working on plants and all this stuff. And he's saying like, hey, you know, my people came here and to work on the, you know, all the plants life that's here. And then the monster came and killed all of us, and I'm the last one. So like, holy crap, you know. And then they find out that this monster eats bones, nothing else, just the bones in your body, and leaves the skin and all that stuff. And then after eating, it goes into a passive mode, and that's the only time you can kill her. So we see Zhaan and the dude, they actually go out, and then we see the monster girl, she was there the whole time, and she was hiding, and she was talking to John and saying, you know, oh, I heard you. I heard you guys talking, and we see her come out, and she's like ready to eat him and stuff. And then she was like, oh no, I want to tell you, you know, what's going on, the truth. Come to find out, it's crazy. This is so crazy. Just come to find out that she and her race was put on the asteroid to kill all the life forms there, because that I keep saying planet, but that asteroid had a whole bunch of life form on it, and the dude's ancestors put that race on there to kill everything up, and then was just hoping that they would just, you know, die out, and then all right, now everything's gone, we can come in and do our work. And the way she survived is they killed all the you know, creatures on there, and then they started killing each other and eating each other, and then their people came, and then she ate all of them up. So that's how she survived the whole time. And John is like, holy crap, you know, everyone's lying to us now. He is not what he's saying to be as well. So it's just crazy. Like, everyone's lying, and they're both kind of crazy. You know, I was saying, oh, just leave both of them then. And then also she's telling John, like, hey, you know, I'm trying to hold it in, but maybe if you can take me with you and, you know, bring me to a place where I can eat. You know, I'm trying to not eat you, and I can't control it, but I need to eat. I'm gonna starve to death. You know, take me with you if anything. It's just wild. So we see John, he goes back to their transport pod. He gets pissed, grabs the dude up, and he's like, hey, you've been lying, all this stuff. And then, you know, explains it, you know, tells Dargo and Zhaan the whole situation. So the dude's like, all right, hey, you know, take me to my base, and I'll give you all the asteroid charts and all that stuff, so you guys can maneuver in the asteroid field and all that stuff. He was like, all right, let's go ahead and do that. So Zhaan and the dude, they go do that. And then John actually goes to check on them. And then we see that he's like, oh, I've been attacked. And he, you know, the girl took Zhaan. But we see the girl, Emily, she actually goes to Dargo and tells Dargo, like, hey, you know, I'm starving, you know, I'm holding it back. And, you know, she was like, hey, you know, John told me that, you know, people are going to be coming, and he's like, oh yeah, there's going to be a bunch of peacekeepers to come. You know, you can eat all of them when they get here. She's like, all right, I'm gonna hold it in until they come. We see John runs to that dude, sees that he's hurt, and then he looks for Zhaan, and then realize, why would she go after Zhaan? Because Zhaan doesn't have bones. So he goes back, confronts the dude, and then we come to find out another double cross. The fact that, you know, he works on plants and all that stuff, and he knows that, you know, Zhaan is a plant, so he ended up shrinking her because he had that shrink ray, and you know, he's going to use her to, you know, help create cures and all that stuff. And John was like, yeah, nah, we're not having that. So he ends up getting into a fight with this dude, knocking him out, and then turning on the ray to, you know, make Zhaan full size, and he jumps in front, gets cut in half. This dude is out, cut in half, dead. But we see that, you know, Zhaan's back to normal, and obviously there was a little back and forth because John was saying, like, oh, you know, let's get out of here with all these crappy plants or something like that. I forgot exactly what he said, but Zhaan was a little pissed off about that. But, you know, he saved her. And then right they were about to leave, then we see the girl pops up, Emily, and she's like, oh my God, I'm starving, you know, I can't hold it. I need to eat. And then you see John's like, well, you know, we got some legs, we got some bones back there, you know. So she goes back and eats the dude, the legs of the dude. It's just crazy. So we see Scorpios and Christ again, and Scorpios like, hey, I got my report I'm gonna be bringing in, and that's not gonna be good for you. I'm gonna be talking about all the stuff you did, you know, disobeying orders, killing your second in command, and you know. So they're about to fight. They're about to fight, and they start fighting, and Christ is like beating them up a little bit, but then the dude Scorpios is like, all right, I'm gonna have to show you my my true form type stuff, and he overpowers them, throws them down, and then we see we see Crisis second in hand come to him, and Crisis he's beat down and depressed, and he's like, hey, I'm waiting your orders, and he's like, I don't got no orders, you just gotta follow Scorpios' orders, which is to take the Marauders and go to where the transport pod is, and go look for them. And then we see Aaron, and while on the ship, Moya's baby ship, and she told kind of explained to the baby, was like, hey, I'm a peacekeeper, these people are looking for us, our peacekeepers, but they're not to be trusted and all that stuff, and you do trust me and power down so they don't find us. And she convinced the baby to do it. So now by doing that, she actually got Moya and the baby communicating a lot better and all that stuff. So that fixed that problem. So it wraps up. We see them get back to the ship, and Dargo's in good shape now, and everything's good. And we see that because of the communication between the baby and Moya, that Moya wants Aaron to name the baby. So we see Aaron really excited about that, because Aaron does have a connection with Pilot and Moya and all that stuff. And so she really loved that. She didn't name him yet, but I'm sure next episode we'll get the name. And then at the end we see Scorpios and his peacekeepers. They're on the asteroid, and they're like, oh, we have a survivor. And then they see the girl, like, oh my God, help me, all this stuff. And we see Scorpios like, hey, there are times that we gotta be, we gotta be nice guys and all that stuff. And he hugs her and stuff like that. So I think it's just hilarious. She about to tear his ass up. She about to kill all of them. But yeah, great episode. Really fun, little fun episode there. Enjoyed it. Learned some new stuff about Zhaan. More stuff going on with the baby, and the baby's gonna be named soon. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, good episode, guys. Let me know what you thought of the episode. I like that we're still continuing the story. We still see Scorpios, we still see Christ, so I really like that, really good. So yep, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. So thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see this full-length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.